Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moonshine himself.
Of Harlem.
You already know this is Punch Wrong Boxer, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazon, aka El Borracho. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know, man, since the late last year, I said that 2021 is going to be an undisputed year. Undisputed year. I keep on saying it in several of my live shows. You know, who's going to get Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury in the heavyweight fight, right? We were supposed to get we were potentially going to be getting Canelo Alvarez because we thought he was going to beat the Smith of the world, that he was going to beat the Billy Joe Saunders of the world. This September he'll fight the IBF, the guy that's holding the super middleweight champion in the IBF, and that's Caleb Plant. I think that was like inevitable, right? Undisputed. We got Jessica McCaskill versus Cecilia Breakers, the rematch. That was an undisputed bout. We got Natasha Jonas versus Katie Taylor, a great matchup. They had their thing in the Olympics. That was going to be an undisputed bout. We got Clarissa Shields that got her pay-per-view debut, and then she went undisputed on, both divisions. But all those are mega fights. Those are big fights, but I'm talking about mega fights to cross over to whatever internationally, whatever they based at, but cross it over. Understand? Jamel Charlo beat Jason Rosario, Jamel Charlo and Brian Castaño, but nobody became undisputed on that one. But it was a great fight, probably the best fight of the year. We already ended the last year, the last year with the Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko. But entering this year, I thought it was going to be like an undisputed year. Undisputed year, just undisputed. Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez. Josh Taylor also Jose Ramirez. That happened through fruition. And then, we saw Josh Taylor, But, of course, with the pandemic, a lot of fans wasn't there and things of that nature. Then you got the Leonard Ellerbees of the world, the Mayweather promotions going to say that Josh Taylor bring nothing to the table. If you can't bring undisputed to the table, I don't even know. But then it's becoming since the heavyweight division, since the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fell apart, we resorted to the trilogy. We already know the Caleb Plant and the Canelo Alvarez is not a done deal. It tore apart. I don't know. I mean, we only hear Caleb Plant's side, and we just don't feel like Caleb Plant's side is just that. The excuse just doesn't make sense, man. We got to hear from the other side, and I think somebody lost a golden opportunity. Of course, Canelo Alvarez undisputed. I know he want that, but he's very prideful in being a control of his own career and things of that nature. And the trilogy, Andrew Moloney and Joshua Franco, ended up in a damn controversy until when I came out after that fight, I said, hey, yo, what the hell happened? A slow motion. We watched it for 30 minutes and still no headbutts, no nothing. And they said that it was a headbutt. I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of, probably is the guy, the boxing guys that saw something that we all didn't see. But, yo, I don't know what happened. But the supposed to be champ, Andrew Moloney. What's good, Andrew Moloney? How you doing, man?
I'm going great, mate. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. I think boxing is really, it's actually peaking in my opinion. A lot of interest. What you feel, and look, I hope everything is well with the family and things of that nature. Maybe you still mad about what transpired the other fight. I spoke to you I spoke to you after the fight, and I was livid myself. I said, nah, they did you wrong in my opinion. I think everybody saw, and everybody saw the slow motion too. So how's your energy? How's your motivation for this fight?
I'm pumped. It's been a long time coming. Like, I've been itching to get in the ring and to right that wrong and get that belt back. It's been 9 months now since that second fight, and now we're only less than 2 weeks away. So I'm itching to get in the ring And I've just been using that result as motivation for the last 9 months to train as hard as possible and dedicate everything I have to this fight. And I feel like I'm on fire at the moment. I'm killing it in the gym, and I'm just ready to get in the ring and get that belt back.
Yeah, man. Hey, again, everybody, August 14th, Joshua Franco versus Andrew Maloney, the trilogy. Um, it's I think it's it's harder. Of course, boxing is already hard, but it's harder for you coming from Australia and coming back. Take that plane ride, leave your family once again. Cause you last year you was here for a period for a long time, right? Just preparing
Yeah.
and having those couple of fights, right?
Yeah, so with these 3 fights that I've had with Franco in America, it's eight 8 months in total I've been away from my family. So
Man.
it's a long time, but as long as I leave that ring with the belt around my waist, then it'll all be worth it.
Other than your so you can explain, because the boxing fans sometimes lose touch on the sacrifices of fighters. But fans don't care about your family. Fans don't care. They just want to see what they want to see, and they want to see it now. Explain to them, other than the sacrifices you make in the ring, you put your life on the line. What are the sacrifices that you had to do? You probably have little kids that you probably didn't even see started to walk. You probably lost those first steps, or first words, just so you could accomplish the goal. Tell the people the sacrifices a boxer like yourself has to make.
Yeah, that's right. I've got a son who's 2 years old, and I've missed 8 months of his life. So it's a big chunk out of his short life so far. And last year I missed his first birthday because I was stuck in hotel quarantine. Because when we get back to Australia, we have to go straight to a hotel room for 2 weeks each time that we return. So I'm doing that for the third time now coming up. This year I thought I was going to be there for his birthday. I spent some of the day with him, but we had a birthday dinner organised to celebrate his birthday, and I was pumped that I was going to be here this year. And then at the last minute, I got a phone call in the afternoon saying tomorrow's flight's been cancelled. You need to get to the airport in half an hour. So I had to cancel dinner and go straight to the airport and again miss his birthday and get over here to America. So it's just so much time away from my family. And like even when I'm at home, I'm training for this fight because that results in the back of my mind all the time, and it's hard to switch off because I want this so badly. This is my life. So I'm looking forward to getting this belt back, and then I want to enjoy a couple of weeks with my family and really let it sink in, and all that will be worth it. Everything we've sacrificed over the last 14, 15 months will be worth it.
Yeah, you in the stack division. A lot of people may not be talking about it as much as people should, but the Chocolatito, Estrada, Yoka, Tanaka, you got yourself, you got Franco. It is a very stacked division. Win a very stacked division that you're in. And again, I was, as a fan, I was angry. I was angry when I saw that. And I think it was very unfair. What now you look back? What do you think about the replays of boxing? They try to implement the replays. What do you think about it now?
Well, the replay should be a great idea. I mean, it should be amazing. It should stop what happened to me from happening. But and like I think they were trying to protect the referee's decision to make him not look bad and not overturn his decision. But that's what it's there for. Like the referee has a hard job. They have to make a split decision in the heat of the moment, and they can miss things. But the instant replay should correct that decision. And they watched over it for like 28 minutes while we stood in the ring. They couldn't find a head clash, and they still stuck with that as a decision. So that's the part that pissed me off. And that obviously makes me lose any faith in the instant replay system. So, I'm glad that it doesn't matter that it's not going to be there for this fight because it doesn't work anyway.
so so a fighter usually travels abroad. You have to worry about the judges not favoring their side, right? So that's already a sacrifice that some fighters just they want to stay comfortable with the at. So I mean, you've done it 3 times. After that, I probably a fighter like yourself would have been, you got to fight me here. Let's fight in a neutral ground, cause you know, I didn't like the way it happened. So a fighter got to worry about, you know, going abroad to fight, getting their just due. They got to worry about judges. They got to worry about the ref. Now they got to worry about the instant replay that is not that is not going to give them their just due. And you got to worry about fighting. And now, do it change your approach to a fight? You know, sometimes when you know that the notion of don't leave it in the judge's hand because you're fighting abroad, and because you know, the myth of foreign fighter is not gonna get their just due. So it does change your mindset. Like, I can outbox this guy, but I gotta knock him out to win. Do you feel like that?
Yeah. I'm coming in this fight, and I want to make it convincing. I want there to be no questions asked. If a stoppage comes, that'd be excellent. But if not, I just got to dominate this fight from start to finish, and just leave no doubt that I am the deserving champion, and put, this whole controversy to rest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, a little bit unfair that sometimes boxers have to feel like that, because they should just worry about what's going on in the ring, and everybody in the outside, everybody in their role got to do their part. Ref, judges, networks, even commentators, stuff like that. I feel like everybody got to do their job. How's your brother? How's your brother Jason Maloney?
Yeah, he's going well, mate. He's going good. We're fighting on the same night for the first time in quite a while. So we're just excited, man. Like, if everything goes to plan like I really think it will, we both have really big wins on that night, it's just going to be such a great feeling. Myself with my world title back, and Jason right back in the position to hopefully fight for a world title again very soon. And just to be able to celebrate with our team, it's going to be really, a special night for our team and our family back home. And I'm just really looking forward to celebrating after August 14.
Yeah, man. If I know you don't want to look past your opponent, do you have a long-term goal if you do get this win? And just to clear this out, the second fight you was putting hands on Joshua Franco. I didn't think that fight was going to pass. Really, the way you was landing them shots and the way it was going, I don't think it was going to pass the 4th round. And I'm just being honest. I'm not saying that I'm speaking to you, but looking at that fight, everybody seen the second round. I felt like, okay, Franco just don't have it, and Andrew Moloney went back to the drawing board, did what he had to do, because you was landing shots after shots after shots, jabbing. You was doing everything you wanted to do, and then that happened. But do you feel like you had to go back into the gym and work on something new, or are you going back to the same game plan because it was working?
Yeah, I mean, that second fight, I was just so determined to get that win back. That was obviously the first loss of my professional career, and I went back home after that loss, and went back to the drawing board, and just really was just so determined and motivated to get to the gym every day and just work so hard to get that win back. And as you saw in that second fight, I was on fire. Everything that we'd been working on, everything was paying off, and I felt like, everything I was on was landing, and it should have been a second round TKO because it was a punch that did that damage. And then again, since that, obviously with that decision not going my way, again, I'm so determined and back in the gym and just so motivated, having that in the back of my mind every single day. And I feel like over the last 9 months, I've just gone to a new level even again. And I think you're going to see the best performance of my career on August 14, and I think I'm going to dominate this fight.
And what you think he could bring to the table? What are you assuming or predicting that he will probably would have gone back into the gym, saw the tapes? Because of course both of y'all saw the tape. Y'all got to know what was working and what was not working. What do you think that he's gonna come up with his plan? What are you expecting from him?
Well, I think he's going to be a lot more determined this time around. I think the second fight he was probably overlooking me a little bit, and came in a little bit too confident. Probably just thought he was going to walk through me, but as you could tell, I got in that ring and I was so determined and I started very fast. So I'm expecting him in the third fight to start a lot faster and to try and really bring the pressure, especially early on, because he knows how in control I was in that second fight. And yeah, I'm expecting him to be very determined after the embarrassment that he got in that second fight, with everyone saying that he didn't deserve to walk out the ring with that belt. So I think he's going to be very determined, but I'm even more determined, and I think it's going to be a great fight. But I believe in my ability, and I believe I'm going to come out on top.
All right, you got one more week to go, right? One more week to go. It's 2 weeks, but of course the last week is before you go to the fight week, and got to do a lot of obligations with media and things of that nature. Are you working out in Cali or are you working out in Vegas?
In Vegas. We're in Vegas.
Okay.
We've been here for the last 2.5 weeks, training out of the top ranked gym, and we've got some great sparring partners, and yeah, everything's going perfect. I just can't wait to finish off this camp, get over there to Oklahoma, and just get this job done.
Yeah, you gotta do it. We gotta do. Let me shout out Manny Max Boxing, Andrew Moloney. Whenever you get the time, you check out Manny Max Boxing. He's gonna be one of the future of boxing journalists and breaking down boxing. This kid is one of the best out there in boxing. I want you to really check him out. Andrew's
I've done an interview with young Max. Yeah, he's going to be the future. He's a special kid. He's only 16 years old, and he's going to take over the whole boxing scene in the years to come. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mighty Max Boxing. He said Andrew was gonna punish Franco. I do believe so. I do believe so, because I did not see. Good looking out, Mighty. I didn't see anything. I just didn't see anything Franco half. He wasn't prepared for that. Your determination. You was very accurate with all your punches. Your movement was good. Your positioning was good. It was like, that's why I'm like, it's not going anywhere. I don't. It's going further than what it is. So I think Franco is actually lucky, and now they probably could prepare. Like, yo, you probably did lose this fight. Robert Garcia, come on, Robert Garcia. Look, you a boxer yourself. Stop it. I know you pumping your fighter. I understand. And shout out to Robert Garcia. Got a great gym. But I think that he's gonna have to come with a major plan, because if you're gonna be hitting on all cylinders like he was the second fight, man, it's gonna be a very tough fight for him. Let me ask you about COVID, because you see a lot of fights just being canceled, a lot of events being canceled by COVID. How have you been going through the precaution to stay safe and things like that? Because we don't want to hear in a couple of days, Andrew Maloney or Joshua Franco with COVID. God forbid. It's still a pandemic. I'm not gonna say that people going out trying to get it, but I'm just saying, what do you feel about that? COVID. Do you feel like do you feel like people are using it, or you like as an excuse to get out of a fight, or you feel like it's official? It's like, giving the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but either way, we're being like super cautious. Like, I'm like borderline like paranoid. I'm like, I can't have this fight taken away from me. So we're not even leaving the house for anything other than training. So we're going to the gym at night, where it's just us in the gym. We do our running outside. And then other than that, we don't leave the house. We got our groceries getting delivered to the house and everything. We're just not leaving anything to chance, because it's just, I can't risk getting this fight taken away from me. It means too much to me, and I've sacrificed too much to have this fight for it to fall through. So we're being super cautious, and fingers crossed Franco is too, and we get to this fight and nothing gets in the way of this fight happening.
Facts. Can I ask you a couple of questions of upcoming fights and your prediction?
Yeah, for sure.
What you feel about Casimero versus Rigondeaux?
That's a tough one to pick, just because we don't know what Rigondeaux's got left. Yeah, he's obviously getting older. He's been at the ring for a while.
He's been old since he was born. He
seems to have slowed his feet down and be willing to trade a little bit more, probably because he gets a lot of criticism of being boring. And if he stands there and wants to trade with Casemiro, I think Casemiro catches him and probably stops him. But if he uses his feet and they're still, his feet are still young and fast and moves, then I think he outboxes Casemiro easy. So it's a hard one to pick. I think it's 50-50. It depends who shows up on the night.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that. I just feel like Casimero has grown a lot, and ever since he been training with Manny Pacquiao, like five fights ago, and been going to his training. He's in a training camp right now. I feel like it's something he's learned a lot. He learned a lot from Manny Pacquiao and his way of training, his ways of eating, his nutritionist, and everything have changed for Casimero. And I think that it's been working for him. But Rigondeaux you could say Rigondeaux is already a home, probably not even into the pros. He was just a great amateur fighter. What do you feel about Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Truth Spence?
Yeah, another tough one. Like, again, Pacquiao obviously getting older, been out the ring for a while. I hope Pacquiao pulls it off. I think if Pacquiao pulls this fight off and wins that world title, he could arguably go down as the greatest of all time. And he's given so much to this sport, and he's obviously a legend, especially in the Philippines. And I hope he does it. I really want to see him pull it off, and I think it'd be very special for boxing and for this generation to see Manny Pacquiao do something like that. It would just be a special, special night.
So do you feel if he beats him, he is the greatest of all time?
I think he probably is.
That's what I'm talking about, Angelo. Because I'm saying it. Some people think I'm crazy. I'm saying about before. I just think that 8 division world champion, 5 lineal, and they're fighting for the 6th lineal. I mean, if he beats Earl Spence, they fighting for the ring belt, for the lineal belt as well. So, I think that's what was reported, and I'm like, if this guy, come on, look at his track records. It is what it is. I know some people gonna be like, what about Armstrong and Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad? Of course, everybody, all of them is goats, but I saw Manny Pacquiao.
That's like, it's hard to compare generations, but I don't think you can argue with his resume and how many divisions he's been through. I think they're going to look back on that in years to come once he's retired and go, yeah, he was the greatest, I think.
Yeah. How about Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, the trilogy? One of the trilogies of this year. You got the trilogy, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury got a trilogy. Maybe Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. I'm hearing little wrinkles around there because the Kalen plan. I'm not a big fan of that one because I want to see Canelo Alvarez really go for undisputed or Berturbi above all, right? What do you feel about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, the trilogy?
Going off that second fight, I've got to
say
anything other than Tyson Fury outboxing Wilder again. I think Wilder's got a new trainer now with Malik Scott, and he does seem from, the footage of him hitting the pads and things, he does seem to have made some improvements, but whether or not that transfers into the ring is another thing. But just going off that second fight, and even the first fight, really, I felt Tyson Fury won that. I can't see anything other than Tyson Fury winning, probably convincingly. I don't know whether he stops him again, but convincingly wins this fight.
I do think if Wilder doesn't let himself get caught with feints and let him reset, because I do see, while he's training, putting the videos up, I see the head movement, and Malik Scott telling him to keep your head movement, and I do think that that's what he should be doing. I think he was getting caught with the feints, and then I think that set the tone for that onslaught on the second fight. But we'll see. That's a good fight anyway, even though that I wanted to see the undisputed heavyweight bout.
Yeah, me too.
Right? That was like a pop to the balloon, huh?
Yeah, and so hopefully, Fury gets through this fight, and hopefully AJ gets through Usyk, which I think that's a tough one for him to get through. If they both get through, hopefully we can get this undisputed fight, because I think boxing needs it.
I would say last one of all the fights I want to ask you. What about that? Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk.
Woo! See, I was in Moscow when Usyk fought, what's his name? The final of the World Boxing Super Series, Gassiev.
Okay.
And he was unbelievable that night. Like he was like a Lomachenko as a cruiserweight. Like his feet were so fast and his boxing skills were amazing. And Gassiev, another big puncher, but he just couldn't land on Usyk the whole night. And if that Usyk shows up against AJ, I think he probably beats AJ just mainly because AJ doesn't seem to have the stamina to really throw a lot of punches and put the pressure on him to make him get tired, because AJ gets tired himself. So I can see Usyk outboxing AJ and just being too fast on his feet, and yeah, just too busy for AJ. I don't think he's got the stamina to put the pressure on him and break him down. But the size could be the difference in that fight. But yeah, I just got a bad feeling about that for AJ. I just feel like Usyk might pull it off.
That is I mean, you know, the closer it gets to that fight is like, come on, Anthony Joshua got this, and then it's like, and the closer you get, it be like, oh man. Then I think that's when people be like realize Usyk and his movement, his pedigree, he's smart in the ring. I think, of course, a lot of people don't feel like his power has translated well into the heavyweight division, but it's the heavyweight division. I mean, it's like, I think that Usyk is your normal heavyweight historically, 220 pounds, you know, 215. Now we got hyper heavyweights. I'm talking about 260. So I think a lot of people don't see that as the difficult part. That it's almost like fighting it's almost like you fighting a welterweight
Yeah,
in the heavyweight division. Like if you put yourself
yeah,
at 118 or whatever, and then you're like fighting 115 and you're fighting a guy at 147. Just look at that in the heavyweight division. You know, it's almost the same. It's almost, that's why the heavyweight division is tough.
yeah.
But I got one fantasy fight that maybe I have for you. But this is just me as a fan. Just me as a fan. You go out there and you beat Joshua Franco, right? And then you got the WBA, and with the WBA, you could go into another division and mandate a fight, right? And you get that win, you get that payback with Inoue because he beat your brother, and you do it for your brother. I got something for you. I know Jason Maloney can handle his business. You know
Yeah.
he could fight, but how about that fight? You go after Inoue because he did that to your brother. What you mean? What you got it?
It would be amazing. It would be amazing, and I'd love to get that win back for my brother. Um, and you know that is definitely something we can look at. I think Inui is going to want to be undisputed champion at bantamweight. I think he's after the other belts, but who knows? But at the moment, my focus is on the 115 pounders, and hopefully, you know, not looking past Franco, but get through this fight, get my belt back, and then I'd love the opportunity to unify against one of the other champions before the end of the year. And like you mentioned before, the super flyweight division is just stacked at the moment, and there's so many good fights out there. So I understand how important it is for me to win this fight, because they're the type of fights I want to be involved in. You know, the Chocolatitos, the Strata, Ioka,
That'd be a good fight, man.
there's so many good fights out there. So I know I need to win this fight, and then the future's very bright, and there's plenty of fights that really excite me out there, and hopefully I'll be involved in.
That's what's up. Let me ask you a question. Is it shut down in Australia? Because I'm just hearing different stories. Is it shut down?
Yeah, so we were sort of opening up, and then they're pretty sort of cautious, you know, down there. Like we'll have a couple of cases, and they shut the whole state down, and everyone has to stay home. So that's how it is at the moment. Basically, nearly every state is in lockdown. So hopefully things start to get back to normal soon, because it's just been going on for far too long now.
Yeah, I really thought it was gonna be Tio Cambosas and then Franco and Andrew Maloney. Like I think it was like around February.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be that. It's gonna be lit. You thought y'all was gonna do that out there?
Yeah, that's what the talks were for a few months, and I was really excited about having a huge fight like that in Australia. That fell through. The Cambosis and Tiafimo fight then got put back over here in the States. And then we still tried to arrange for my fight and Franco to be in Australia for months and months. But it's just too hard, because we kept going into lockdown, and You know, it just was too risky to try and put a fight together that could have been cancelled at the last minute. So unfortunately, we wasted sort of half the year trying to organise that fight. But in the end, we said, let's just come back over here to America and get that belt back. So that's what we're here to do.
All right, man. August 14th, you got Andrew Moloney, Joshua Franco, the real trilogy that the fans really wanted to see. The true trilogy that needed is Just Do trilogy. Well, man, thank you for coming, showing love, and thank you for taking your time with me and the rest of the people that's looking on. That's gonna be looking on. Stay safe, do your thing. I got my prediction is you winning this fight. And if you're gonna keep on, if you're gonna have that if you're hitting on all cylinders like you was in the rematch, I do see this, in eight.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Looking forward to it. Hope everyone tunes in on August 14 and watches the fight. And yeah, thanks for having me on the channel, mate, and appreciate your support.
All right, my brother. God bless, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right. Andrew Moloney. Andrew Moloney, Joshua Franco. The trilogy that, for my opinion, was Just Do. Now, I'm not saying that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury doesn't have a Just Do with a trilogy. All I'm saying is I wanted to see the heavyweight undisputed bout of the world. If that wasn't going to come to fruition, then yes, Wilder versus trilogy. I believe that he got his get back. He was an undefeated champion. And, of course, you lose one time, you want to get your get back. Cool. But I do agree also that the second fight, granted, like the way that he lost, does that mean you get it? Do you get the trilogy after that second fight? But I do believe this is a trilogy that needed to happen. This is a trilogy that actually needed to happen. Franco stopping him. I don't know, Albie. That didn't look like the second fight. I mean, in the first fight, Franco did what he had to do. And this is what you like boxers to do. They get their L's, or they let's say they lose and they go back into the drawing board and they show you what they did in the drawing board. They worked at it. He came back and hit on all cylinders. We could go watch the second fight again. I mean, it's only 2 rounds. Let's be real. Andrew Moloney was hitting on all cylinders. I did not see that fight going past the 4th round. If it was gonna keep going the way it's going, his eye was already shut, and there was no headbutts. I don't see how that fight was gonna keep going. Ryder in the Storm, what's good? What's good? Let me shout out all the people that was tuning in, man. And again, thank you for Andrew Moloney. Thank you for Jason Maloney. And thank you for all the boxers that putting their life on the line for pure entertainment. Great interview. Minnie Mel, what's good? Ryder of the Storm. Jimbo Slice, what's good? Chit, what's good? Marco, yo, no, what's good? Dan, what's good? What's good? Mighty Max in the building again. Eliza, Pape, what's good? I am new. Hi, I am a subscriber. Thank you, Casino. I appreciate Sky in the building. What's good? Good Maloney, rooting for you from California. Oh, this big brother Maloney. I think they twins, bro. Just Blaze. Tigre, what's good? A-Reds in the building. Jesus. Perez, dímelo. Egg-shaped. Freddie Rose says, Pac still got it. Ain't enough. One more fight. Maybe. Liza, great interview. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now you see the title, see the thumbnail, and that's one of the trilogies, of course. I said time and time again, like I said in the intro, I believe that this is going to be an undisputed year. And yes, we have some undisputed. Now we're about to have some trilogy. Question mark about what Canelo Alvarez is going to be doing next. I think that's what we've been talking about as well. Shout out to Nila Bina, my beautiful princess niece, my Nila Bina. Shout out to you, baby. God bless you and your family. Thank you, Jesus, man. God bless you too. So it was a great interview. Great interview with Andrew Moloney, and talking about and the question when I asked him about the Australia, it was also is, so. It's supposed to be that Teofimo Lopez and George Campbell's going to be fighting in Australia, but things are shut down again in Australia. And then you see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what a lot of people don't want to talk about, right? Because there's haters out there and they just want to cast everything on Teofimo Lopez. It's shut down in Australia right now. Jason Maloney is from Australia. He just told us it's shut down in Australia. But then there's a lot of people going to be like, yo, Teofimo Lopez got to fight in Australia. Oh, he don't want to be a world champion. He got to fight around the world. It's shut down. What you want him to do? Okay, then, so he's fighting to fight here, but you want him to fight in Australia, but it's closed down. Ain't nobody making videos about that? Ain't nobody saying nothing about that now. What happened to all the haters? What happened? What happened? You want to be world champion in a closeout state, in a closeout country, and down under. You want him to fly out 20 hours, 20 plus hours to Australia, huh? Leave his pregnant wife, right? Right. Go to 14-day quarantine, right? That's what you. But this closed down, right? That's what you're trying to say, huh? That's what I mean, man. These haters, they come out. I'm coming out. But then when they actually need to make sense, it's like they hide. Right, Dim? Right? What happened? What's all the haters, those channels? If it's closed down already, people don't want to understand that this guy want to hide the fight here. Why? Because it's too risky to go to Australia. It's gonna be shutting down. Shout out to my boy Manny Ramirez that was playing baseball out there, and it was shut down. He left his family. Then he got into a bubble. Then it was closing down. Then it opened up a little bit. It closed down again. He said he was already a retired baseball player. Everybody know Manny Ramirez that played for the Boston, played for the Cleveland Indians, played for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Tampa Bay, and the Rays. So he's like, he wanted to continue his career. He couldn't do it in Australia. He got signed, and then people got to understand, man. And also about the COVID, right? There's a lot of people catching COVID. Now, people like to choose which fighter they want to hate and want to say they're lying about COVID, right? And I think people need to stop that nonsense, right? It's funny here, even in my channel, right? Or even in the boxing community, people want to justify me when I talk about a mental illness, right? But then they don't want to but yet they're the same people that talk ish about the COVID and stuff like that, say he's a lie, and he's like, how do you say that about mental illness? But then you're like, he ain't sick, he ain't ill, he don't got nothing. It's just funny, man. This boxing community for real is one of the most delusional fans out there, man. For real. But it is what it is, man. We got to keep it positive. Because I always can find the negative in anything. But I also can find the positive in most of the stuff in boxing as well. So you got the trilogy. The trilogy is going to be good. I do think that it give a chance for Joshua Franco to go back into the drawing board. I do think they got a great gym, a great gym with a lot of great sparring partners, and Franco doing the right thing and going to the bubble and making sure that I'm going to come over here to America. I'm gonna go into the bubble and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to stay healthy and things of that nature. Maybe all the fighters need to go back into the bubble. You know, because a lot of fights is getting canceled. A lot of, and now it's being canceled within days. Washington did a fight, and look what happened to Kofi. Kofi took a last minute replacement. Boom, he lost. You know, he ain't prepared for him. At the end of the day, you got to be prepared for everything. Sliding counter is going to be a tough fight stylistically for Pacquiao, but not a lot of fighters can fight Manny like Floyd did. Pacquiao has been performed a lot better with other opponents. Yeah, if you want to see the special Manny Pacquiao is when somebody's really coming at him. So if you did see, for example, Keith Thurman, and he got put down. He got put down by Manny Pacquiao. But if you actually see that first round, you see that Keith Thurman was actually putting that pressure on Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao loves pressure because the more pressure you put on him, the more you're gonna be opening up. Pause. The more you're gonna open up, and then you know that Manny Pacquiao, he works very, very good when you want to keep yourself in front of him, and he's gonna capitalize off those combinations, off those footwork, off those angles. And I don't think that Earl Spence have seen anything like a Manny Pacquiao, but I do think that Manny Pacquiao have seen something like Earl Spence. That's in my opinion. But it is a fight where you just can't come and make a mistake. It's just not another day. It's not basketball. I got an off game and then I come in and get a back-to-back game and do what I got to do. Not in boxing. You got to be 100% mentally. You might not be 100% physically, but you got to be 100% mentally. You got to be 100% in adjusting, timely adjustment. Not because some fighters, they could adjust. They could take the loss and then go back to the drawing board, adjust, and then get that win, just like Joshua Franco was about to do on that second fight. Right? But it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. Let me see out there. Also, sparring partners have to be vaccinated. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people put emphasis on they want to blame the fighters. They want to blame the fighters for everything. But let's be honest, man. They do have management. They do got people around them. They got to do their job. You know, Tyson Fury, Amanda Nunes, Teofimo Lopez, Washington. They can't keep. I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do. But their mindset is all about paying attention and getting into training, sparring, sleeping, eating right, and that's when everybody else got to do their job. Check everybody else. Check if they vaccinated. Check if they not sick and all that stuff. Whatever, man. It's hard for a fighter. Fighter gets the blame for everything, man. While there's a lot of people that got roles. You know, you got promoters, manager, advisors. You got second hand. You got the second. You got the trainer. You got the strength of the conditioning coach, and then you got your little entourage, your friends that got to look after you. And it looks like the fighter got to micromanage everybody. And I think that's not fair. I don't think that Teofimo Lopez or any other fighter should be micromanaging everybody that got a role and is getting paid for their role. It's gonna be a tough. So, the fight we seen Tyson Fury going off the mouth talking about Deontay Wilder and the social media platform Malik Scott. I do think that is an overblown it's an over marinated promo in my opinion. I do think that Tyson Fury already said what he had to say. I think Deontay Wilder said everything he has to say. I think they're going to try to reamp this promotion and don't go at one another. But it's kind of like around this time it's kind of corny because it's not saying that talking and promoting the fight is kind of corny. What I'm saying is that it's been going on for a year and almost a year and a half. What else you going to say? He's going to keep on saying you big Dasa. You know what I'm saying? That's at this point, really, that's corny already. Big Dasa, you big Dasa, you big Dasa, you big Dasa. All right, come on, give me some new materials. Tyson Fury. I know you know how to self-promote, but give me some new materials. And now Deontay Wilder saying that that's fake code, that he had fake COVID. And I think that's for me that's whack too. Like you're saying fake COVID, and you got fake proof. You got fake proof of all the allegations and all the stuff that you have said. Can you show us anything? You know, can you show us at least one proof? You know, validate at least one excuse. Can you validate one excuse? Just validate one. How about just validate one? So then we could consider maybe the other ones. Highly consider it, but we could give it a 2, 3, 4% of consideration of the other allegation. If you could prove one. They need new beef. Exactly, Dib. Exactly. They need new beef. They need new beef. Oh. Let me see. Let me see what we got here. So of course, man, we the boxing fans, we're still waiting on. Oh, okay. On the thumbnail, I had Triple G and Canelo Alvarez. Look, I'm not a fan of that trilogy. And I'm not saying that the first and the second fight wasn't. I'm just not a fan of that trilogy, man. I think Triple G. I can't even say the age, right? Because then we're gonna justify for Manny Pacquiao. I just feel like why I'm not a fan of that fight. It's not really necessarily about Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. It's not really that matchup. It's about the middleweight division that I feel like has been abandoned. It's champions that do not want to create their own legacy without Canelo Alvarez, and that's what's bugging me out as a fan. I do think that an interesting fight. As much as there's people out there that was mad and felt like Triple G did beat Canelo Alvarez, I do want to see a Triple G and Jamal Charlo. I want to see some new fights. And it's still a legacy fight. It's still a unification fight. I don't want to see a Triple G and Canelo Alvarez. I don't want to see even though there's a unification bout with Triple G and Murata, he just got the belt. He just got handed that belt. So I do want to see a Triple G and Boo Boo Andre. They're on the zone. Why that fight can't come through fruition? why that fight can't come through fruition. I don't understand why that fight can't not come through fruition. I can't understand why Eddie Hearn, who is one of the most prestige promoter, probably at this time the prestige promoter in the sport of boxing, can't hook up Boo Boo with a good fight. I'm sorry. I did an interview with Eddie Hearn, and it was in 2020. It's just his hard to get fight for Boo Boo Andre. Come on, it's been 3 years with the same stuff. You telling me you couldn't reamp, you couldn't come with a different type of strategy to get Boo Boo Andre the top fight? Eddie Hearn, I'm giving you maybe I'm giving too much credit to Eddie Hearn. Maybe I'm giving too much props for Eddie Hearn. But Eddie Hearn, please, can you do Boo Boo that could actually, build some type of real legacy for him? France Peace. He said, if it's Canelo versus Plant, what about Munguia? He is becoming another upcoming fighter in 160. I think Munguia fight is good, but he's in the WBO route, and Demetrius Andrade is willing to fight Jaime Munguia. If it's Golden, I gotta figure this out, y'all. What did Boo Boo did, business wise, that it's becoming like real weird. I never really experienced it like this, that nobody want to touch Boo Boo. Middleweight division, that nobody wants to unify with Boo Boo. All these fighters, it doesn't matter. These fighters, you know what they want to do? You know what they want to do to Boo Boo? They want to tell your fans that this guy don't have no fans, that this guy is nothing, that this guy, but everybody knows Boo. Everybody know in boxing who's Boo Boo is. All right? He's an Olympian, all right? He got the pedigree. When he was coming out in the 08, in the 07, 08 class, he was a top fighter in America. He was a top fighter in America. I'm talking about in just like Keyshawn Davis is here. You gonna tell me that Keyshawn Davis don't got no skills and talent? You gonna tell me that nobody, these boxers in America or these boxers don't know who Keyshawn Davis is? If you into boxing, you know who Keyshawn Davis is. If you into boxing, you know damn well, especially the middleweight division, that luxurious, one of the prestige division historically in the sport of boxing. You know who Demetrius Boo Boo Andre is. Triple G is with the zone. He know Eddie Hearn. Partners with the zone. You know who the Boo Boo Andre is. I'm not going to give Triple G a pass to go after Canelo Alvarez. You want that money. I understand you want to get your get back, but you got a responsibility in the middleweight division. You did not go to the 168 to try to get a Canelo Alvarez. You still in the 160 in a middleweight division, and I want you to actually, to take responsibility to your own legacy right now. What is it? You just want to be attached to Canelo Alvarez? Come on, you could unify right now. You could unify with Charlo. You could unify with Boo Boo Charlo, but it seems like Boo Boo versus Charlo is not going to come through fruition. Look at the mosquito. That's not going to come through fruition. I don't know what type of business moves in the past. We know that a lot of people feel like he didn't do a lot of great business move, and that hinder his progression in terms of resume on getting these good fights or whatever. Yet, he's in a great position. He got Eddie Hearn, he got the zone, and he got a strap. What's the problem? What's the problem? Tell us the truth, Eddie, because this right here it's hard for Boo Boo to get the fight, low risk, high reward. Stop it. That's not, you can't have the same complaint for 3 years. Stop it. What bridge did Boo Boo burn alongside and get in that matchroom fight? That maybe he burned the bridge with Al Heyman, and Al Heyman have stated to the Charlo, I would never do business with Demetrius Andrade. Is that what it was? What is it? Did he burn a bridge with the likes of Triple G's management or Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions? What did Boo Boo actually do? Because it doesn't seem logical to me that a guy like his caliber, undefeated, with the zone, with Eddie, with a strap, and can't get a fight. I don't know. The same thing could be said with Gary Russell Jr., right? And I did a video on Gary, right? But the same thing could be said. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. Oh man, but yeah, man, it was a great, good interview, man. It was a good interview. Say. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I could get. Let me see if I could get another a fighter over here. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Hold on. Any clarifications about the last live shows? The last live show and concern the mental. I already made my stance on it. I don't have to keep on beating on the bush. When it comes to good to see you outside of the room, Punch. Yeah, man, cause the kids are still low. They're gonna be making mad noise, man. I said, instead, I'm going out. You remember my last video? I said, make it out. I'm gonna call the cops, get out the house. I just put myself out. What happened to Bill Haney? He don't want to come on no more since the disagreement, or what? I think that right now, I mean, there is nothing really going on for Devin Haney right now. So maybe there's really nothing to really push or talk about at the moment. And I know, I mean, hey yo, look, this channel is always open for boxing personnel. It's always open for the fighters, boxing personnels. At the end of the day, this channel was created for the boxers, to preserve the sport of boxing, to preserve the fighters, another platform for the fighters to get light, and get their just due. In general, of course, we want to hold boxers accountable for certain things that they say, certain things that they do. But at the end of the day, I like to give all the fighters the benefit of the doubt. When it comes to two fighters between and talking ish, that's beyond them. Then I just gotta speak unbiasedly, logically, and objectively on whatever they've been saying. But I believe that Devin Haney is they say he's an open in a free position where he could go fight anywhere. And I'm just saying, as a boss, as he say, DHP, he is his own promoter, and we got to give him credit for being his own boss. But just like your own boss, you're gonna get critiqued as a boss and as a fighter. Just like De La Hoya is critiqued as a promoter, as a fighter. Just like Mayweather is gonna be critiqued as a Mayweather promotion. So when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis, right? We blame the Leonard Ellerbees of the world why he's not moving the way that he's moving, right? Because they are the promoters, because they call the shots, right? So when it comes to Devin Haney, if he calls the shot of his own career, he's the boss of his own career, then we're going to also critique you with your business moves, because you are DHP. For some people be like, yo, what do you mean with Devin Haney? Why you got to do this? Why does he have to go down to other? Why does he have to go down to other fighters and chase them when he's champion? The same thing you could say with Teofimo Lopez. Why does he have to chase Devin Haney? Same stuff. Why does he have to look down? He got more straps. Why do I have to look down but not go up in my career and accomplish greater things? Right? It's almost the same thing. He been quiet, but he been in it the longest. Yeah, so that's the way I see things, y'all. That's the way I see things. So if we see Richard Coleman, he's calling out Dev, right? Lomachenko has called out. They free right now. Send that petition. Say, I want to work. Hey, yo, Bob. Hey, yo, I'm sending a petition. Let me see these guys want to fight. Let's go. Let's fight. I'm free. I'm network free. I could go anywhere. Make the fights happen. You're the boss, and I'm going to look at you as a boss. That's what it is. Hey, but seriously, I want Hyman to step up and fight a real fighter. None of them want to be objective. Haters will pick and choose what critique they want to use. Yeah, that as well. But this is why I say unbiasedly, logically, objectively. Is it logical to pick whatever side somebody is saying? All I'm going about with the let's say, for example, with Devin Haney, he is a boss, right? Do y'all want me to explain to him as he's a boss, or he's not a boss? Do we want me to give him respect and critique him as a boss, or no? So if we're going to respect him as a boss, in which I respect him 100% as a boss, then I could critique him as a boss too, in the way that we critique other promoters. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to critique them, but if you say you the boss, you flinging money, how about you put them $1,000 into a petition? You feel me? What's good? ¿Qué pasó? Dímelo, dímelo. Rio Clean, like podcast, dímelo. Bien, Julius. Canelo versus Golovkin again is a great fight, like Pacquiao versus Spence. Must watch real boxing. Julius, look, I'm not saying that's not a great fight. For me, I just want to see I just want to see the middleweight division. I just want to see the middleweight champions actually fight each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of these fighters fighting. I'm trying to fight. Trying to find a Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna justify and that's gonna dictate their legacy. I'm tired of that. These are great fights in the middleweight division, in which a prestige division. I want to see Golovkin versus Charlo. Triple G versus Demetrius. I want to see that fight. I want to see unification. Can we go into the route of seeing some unification bouts in the middleweight division, especially the names that we've been talking about? Yes, Murata is there, and that's going to be like, oh, but Triple G's going to fight Murata. That's unification bout. Come on, y'all. Y'all know, y'all. Murata just got there as a belt holder. We've been talking about these other guys. Can we get that? You know? Can we get that? People. Oh yeah, people also was asking me about Earl Spence, and the leak footage. Again, if Earl Spence was struggling, then he was struggling. But let's not forget a leaked sparring of Earl Spence. Let me tell you something about promotion, y'all. Don't think that leak sparring was not a promotional tactic. A leak sparring of Earl Spence vulnerable in sparring. Ooh, because if people feel like this fight is gonna be too easy for Earl Spence, he's just a bigger guy, and Manny Pacquiao is the smaller guy, you have to paint the picture. Even though you don't even got to paint the picture, but I'm going to tell you something about promotion. You got to paint the picture that Manny Pacquiao is in a that Earl Spence is in a very, very vulnerable state. Because after the fight, if you do want Earl Spence to become this mega star, you have to give him that type of obstacle. You got to give him the type of obstacle that you're going to exceed the expectation. You got to give him the type of obstacle that is going to be a very difficult, hard. Maybe he's not going to do it. Oh my God, his training is going bad. He really don't got a chance. And then they paint this Manny Pacquiao, which is the goal, but they got to paint him real big if they want to go into the next you feel me? So don't think that this leaked tape was not a promotional tactic. Feel me? What's good? Salute. Beware, Earl Spence has been at a weight for too long, aka Hurd. Burchett, I said it first. Triple G, salute. Dim, LB, Haim, Drew. What's good? Right of the Storm, for everything you do to give us, the boxing fan, the content. Yeah, man, for sure. So again, look, it's great. Boxing is great. I do think that it's peaking. I think if mass media play a part into boxing and really growing the sport of boxing, and you got these debate shows, these mass debate shows like First Take and Max Kellerman not really talking about boxing. If you got Fox talking about boxing, Bean, Sky Sport, if they talking about boxing all year round, I do think that if you look at all the divisions from flyweight, we're talking about the flyweight, we're talking about Ioka, Tanaka, Chocolatito, Estrada, Win, Andrew Maloney, Joshua Franco. Yo, that's a stacked division. That's only the flyweight. A lot of people don't talk about the flyweight. You know what I'm saying? The bantamweight. You still got Inoue. You know, you got the Jason Maloneys of the world. You got the Nonito Donaire, Ubali, future Hall of Famer that beat Ubali. A lot of people didn't feel like he was going to beat Ubali, right? Who else? Then you got, I do believe that Stephen Fulton and Angelo Leo, that I thought that was going to be a fight in this September. Stephen Fulton is the goods, man. He showed y'all that type of that boxing has a lot of elements in its science. They say that hit and not get hit is the the sweet science of boxing. I believe that in science it has a different type of elements in the sport of boxing. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Started 116 pounds. Yeah, the flyweight 115. 118 is the next. 122 is the next. 126 is the next. 130, 135, 147. Hey, yo, and shout out to the Olympics right now. Yo, if y'all not catching the Olympics, I got that dude Alexandre from Ukraine that beat Elry Cedeno Martinez. That dude right there is he's the next Triple G. Shout out to also Pernell. I'm sorry, not Pernell. Damn, what's this? Whitaker from UK. Yo, the light heavyweight, that dude. Oh man, yo, he got probably one of the best jabs, one of the best stiff jazz paws that I've seen. I've seen in a long time. This dude is 6'3". Great footwork, great defense. Go check him out, Whitaker in the UK. Also, Andy Cruz Gomez from Cuba. To be honest, man, if he finds a way to escape, and come to the States, the lightweight division is man, it is what it is. Keyshawn Davis, versus Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz had Keyshawn Davis 3 times. I'm saying that this is Keyshawn going to bring the gold, man. My boy Keyshawn Davis going to bring the gold, but Andy Cruz Gomez is no joke. He is the best in the lightweight division, And I think the last fight that Keyshawn Davis and Andy Cruz did have in the amateurs, I think that was in the Pan American game. I do think that Keyshawn really did beat him on that one, in my opinion, but he just know the point that this kid is, it's going to be a good fight. Bahadi, I believe that's his name, from Russia, versus Alexander. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. That's for me, that's the boogeyman in the middleweight division. I think that he's gonna win the gold. But y'all gotta see this fight. If it goes to the finals, the Bahadi, he's from Russia, versus Alexander from the Ukraine. That's gonna be the final in the middleweight division. If it's the final, do not miss that fight. Probably gonna be an 11 p.m. or 5 p.m. but 11 p.m. at night. That fight is gonna be. These guys are powerful right there in the middleweight division. Also. Who else is doing their thing? The Filipino, what's his name? In the middleweight division as well. I think he's gonna fight today. Did he fight today? I think he fought today. So what else? What else we got? But yeah, man, I'm just so not listening to Andrew Moloney. I think that I think a lot of things gonna be talked about. Magza. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce that name, man. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can pronounce that last name, Alexandre. All right, man. Let me see. That dude, Bakshi is powerful, but the dude, the guy I'm talking about from Ukraine, Alexandre, he beat Bakshi. Sumar Mashar, that's the Filipino dude. Yeah, he beat. Oh, he got beaten. No, he didn't get beaten yet. He won by KO. Yeah, Martial. Yeah, he got the KO. Yeah, he's gonna be fighting. That's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be against Ukraine for gold medal middleweight. That's what you think? I don't know, man. I got to be honest, man. I got Bakshi versus the dude from Ukraine. I got Bakshi for the final. What you think? Against Ukraine for gold middleweight. That's what you got, Julius. That's a good fight as well. I'm not saying that's not a good fight. I'm just saying I think I predicted that's gonna be Bakshi and the guy from Ukraine, and they be duking it out, bro. He is a heavy-handed. He's very heavy-handed. All these guys, Umir, Bakshi, And the guy from Ukraine, heavy-handed. But the thing with this, with the Ukraine dude, yo, this dude, pause, keep on coming, pause, yo. This dude is like a machine, bro. He's like a machine. And I spoke to LD Cedillo Martinez right after the fight, and so he could actually tell me, you know, what he brings to the table. You know, he felt the play. He said, yo, he said that's the best fighter he ever fought. He just keeps on. He's like a machine, and his punches really does hurt. So, and LD was doing his thing too. And but the only thing with LD got more of a professional style in which he wasn't throwing enough punches. He wasn't throwing enough punches, and he was not going to be throwing enough punches. So, nah, that guy is good. Is injured when he fought Bakshi. Well, we gonna see. Bakshi is no joke. All these guys is no joke. Yo, the middleweight in the Olympics is, for me, is like, yo, anybody check it out. Yo, check the middleweight division in the Olympics. Yo, that division it's tight, bro. It's real great fights. It's real great fights, yo. Real great fights. Let me get you the other name. I forgot his name. Hold on, I forgot his. No. What's the light heavyweight? Light heavyweight Olympic. There you go. I hate when this does that, man. I hate when this does that. Benjamin Whittaker. Everybody go check out Benjamin Whittaker, light heavyweight dude. He's going to be fighting tomorrow, and the Eastern time is going to be like 2:25. Pacific time is going to be what, like 11:25? Benjamin Whittaker. Check out this guy's style. Now, of course, there's people that like the brawling style, but just check this guy's style, and then see, I like watching amateurs, because that's when you know when they're going to the. This is how I predicted Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko. If you saw Teofimo Lopez in the amateurs, and this is why I said that Teofimo Lopez was going to outbox Lomachenko and everybody thought I was crazy, it's because you got to see them in the amateurs. Forget about what they do in their first 10, 15 fights in the pros. Those fights right there is for them to stack their resume to for most fighters, right? Not the Shakur Stevenson, not the Lomachenkos of the world, not Tio, because Tio, he already getting competition after the 10th fight. But I'm talking about most of the fighters. Forget about what they do in the first 10 fights. Those fighters right there is just put out there for them to look good, right? So you got to really look at when they're in competition versus the elites of the world in the amateur circuit. And that's when you know. Look at Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis has fought like over what, 200 amateur fights. 200 amateur fights. If you check him out and what he did in the amateurs, you're going to be like, yo, this is why I always say you only seen 70% of Gervonta Tank Davis and what he got in his arsenal. Gervonta Tank Davis' footwork was exceptional, was beautiful in the amateurs. He don't even use it here yet. But wait until you make him really adjust when he respects your power, because he's getting in the ring with dudes that he don't respect the power. That's why Gervonta Tank Davis, he could get some shots in, but he's going to deliver that big shot. Give me them shots. I could take your shot. Gervonta Tank Davis is a fighter, but also a smart boxer when he's gonna adjust to that. I'm telling you, folks, do not be surprised when Gervonta Tank Davis, and then you see his footwork, you be like, that's not Gervonta Tank Davis. How he's using that type of footwork now? Why? I'm telling you, that's why I say my legacy fight, in my opinion, and I said this to the Lopez. I said my legacy fight for, let's say, Teofimo Lopez is Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez, to me, that's their legacy fight. That's their legacy fight. Both of them got special power. Both of them are born with power. Both of them are very highly athletic. That's God-given ability. The power and the athletic, that's God-given ability. Both of them are smart, good counter punchers, know how to play some shots and things of that nature. I do think that Teofimo Lopez defense is a little bit better than Gervonta Tank Davis, right? But watch, you go, and I think that Teofimo Lopez is probably hungrier, maybe. His IQ in the professional level better, because But I do believe that Gervonta Tank Davis also, man, is a smart fighter. But when you push him, when you make him adjust, and then you're going to see something. Make him respectfully adjust, and you're going to see something special. So I think that fight for me is a great fight, in my opinion. But go watch the amateurs, because then you're going to get a good feel of what these guys could do in the professional level. You know, sometimes it don't translate. Sometimes guy like Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is a great amateur, right? Maybe his style of play doesn't transition into the professional level. Look at what's his name? Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly was great in the amateur circuit, could have transitioned to the professional level, you know? And then you see a guy like Conor Benn, that you wouldn't think that Conor Benn would actually be better than than Josh Kelly, but Conor Benn got a more professional style of fighting. So it didn't translate with Andre. What do you mean it didn't translate to Andre? Andre is undefeated. He's undefeated and he's a champion. It did translate to Andre. Why people? Why Triple X? Why are you talking like if Demetrius Andre is not undefeated, not a champion? If he's so easy and it doesn't translate into the professional level, why don't anybody want to face him? Give me 1 second. Good night. Josh takes scary beatings. Yeah, man, he put his hands down too much, man. He can't control range. He can't control range at the professional level. See, that didn't translate to the professional level. Hold on. Hold on, let me turn on the lights here. Hold on, give me one. Yeah, you know, and turn on the light. Fucking damn mosquitoes and stuff like that, man. So I don't like doing things outside. Look at that. Tank versus Thurman. Too big. Guys, I don't know. I don't know where that really wanna. I can't even understand why people really talking about Thurman versus Tank. I really don't. I feel like it's almost a subject that I don't even know why it's a subject. To be honest, I don't know. Hey, shout out to the Boxing Voice. Shout out to Ness and the crew. I don't know why I posed that question. I don't know, my brother. I don't know. I don't know what's the intentions. I think. Are you trying to get people mad or something like that? You trying to get people talking? I really do not understand. Did anybody ever think in their go into their mind and say Thurman versus Tank? Tank hasn't even faced somebody with pop yet. Tank hasn't even faced somebody with truly pop. To talk about Tank, and then the guy that's arguably got the most pop at welterweight, in which Leonard Bundle said he got more power than Errol Spence. Sean Porter said that Keith Thurman got more power than Errol Spence. Danielson Garcia said he got more power than Errol Spence. Tank never faced anybody with power. Are you setting Tank up? Who is setting Tank up for a Thurman beatdown? Who? Who is setting Tank up to a Thurman beatdown? It's almost like, come on, stop, come on, man, come on, man. This guy go tooth and nail and beat Sean Porter and Danielson Garcia. Danielson Garcia that's known for also having power, pressure. He beat Keith Thurman did very well in the second half of the fight, other than him getting hurt in the body shot. Tank and Keith. You know what? And this, put it this way, I was more surprised by Keith Thurman's answers, because this is when I said Keith has turned into corporate Keith. Because the old Keith would have felt highly disrespectful. If he felt highly disrespectful when they mentioned Earl Spence and Keith at that time, why didn't Keith Thurman actually feel so highly disrespectful over a Tank, bringing Tank to the table? Keith has turned corporate. Keith don't care. Keith is that's how I see it. And yo, and everybody knows, man, Keith is my guy. But the old Keith would have, he would have talked so much shit. How dare you ask them a question? Really? Man, I'll pop that bubble. He said that about Earl Spence. What you think he think about Keith, Tank? Tank to actually go out there and actually put his face out there to get punched. You think that you're going to get hit with 2 straight right hands by Keith Thurman and then he's going to connect an uppercut and knock out Keith Thurman? Oh, where am I? Yo. It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Keith ain't the same. It makes me sad. In his next interview, you get to feel he's just a dad and a husband now. I can understand that. I know. I'm also the same way. I want to hear that don't duck me, son, Keith Thurman. Everybody want. I think that fan or not fan of Keith Thurman, we all know he got a gift of gab. We know he know how to self-promote. We know he know how to bring that fire in the ring and in interviews. I think the answers what he was given was still, I'm still a one-time fan. Nah, Keith is always going to be my guy. Keith is always going to be my guy. You know why Keith is always going to be my guy? My guy and Demetrius, because when I was losing faith in boxing, I was just paying attention to the amateurs. That's it. And that 07-08 class was my favorite class. All I did was pay attention to the amateurs. I seen the Sean Porters of the world going. He was like the Mike Tyson in the amateurs, beating the likes of Alexander Usyk, being the likes of Daniel Jacobs. Sean Porter was very dangerous. The likes of Keith Thurman going against Charles Hatley. I still don't even know why Charles Hatley retired. And Boo Andrade for Providence. You know what I'm saying? Not far from where I'm at. And who else? Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia. You had Gary Russell Jr. You know what I'm saying? And all these guys was trying to make the Olympics. Gary Russell Jr., Danny, Thurman, Hatley, Andre, Deontay Wilder, the Charlo brothers. There's certain fighters I really didn't think that was going to be that. One of the fighters that I didn't think was going to be as special as he is right now is Bud Crawford. I didn't think that Bud Crawford was going to be, if you would have looked at him in the amateurs, you would have been, yes, he's a great fighter, but to be arguably the pound for pound top 3 dude in the world, I would have never thought that Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford has grown substantially. Keith Thurman is still a man beat in the welterweight division. No one wants to fight him right now. Exactly. I don't even know why. What? Gervonta Tank Davis versus Thurman? What? That's a total mismatch of all mismatches of names that we know. A total mismatch. And you know what? I know what people going to say. People going to be like, but what about the greats? What about there's other smaller guys that has faced bigger guys? I'm talking about this is Keith Thurman. This is Keith Thurman, bro. I think to be honest, to say Gervonta Tank Davis versus Keith Thurman, I think people would, if you feel that's a good fight, I think anybody as a fan lost so much faith on Keith Thurman. They don't think highly of Keith Thurman anymore. They consider him as a D-level fighter to even say to go to 147 and fight Keith Thurman. That means Keith Thurman is washed up. That means to you that Keith Thurman basically ain't shit. He's on his way out. He got nothing left in the tank for Tank. That's what it is. Keith Thurman, right? If you feel Keith Thurman and Gervonta Tank Davis is a good fight, that means you don't feel that Keith Thurman got nothing left in the tank for Tank. Boom. There you go. Good story right there. I'm gonna do a new article, y'all. If you are interested of Tank and Keith, that means you feel Keith Thurman got nothing left on the tank for Tank. Nothing left on the tank. Like that, Keith Thurman, Jonathan Tank Davis versus Keith Thurman, got nothing left on the tank. That's it. No way is Thurman is a D. I know. Thurman is an A-level fighter. But to say a 135 that couldn't even knock out a Gamboa at 135. Yes, then his thing with Mario Barrios, but Mario Barrios was actually outboxing Gervonta Tank Davis. Keith Thurman. That's what I feel like. I feel like if because people are talking about Thurman versus Tank. Yo, if I was Thurman, I would feel so highly disrespected. I would look at it like, yo, maybe. Hey, yo, shout out, because I seen the interview. So shout out to Ness. Maybe, all right, Ness. You know what I'm gonna tell the boxing voice? They trying to motivate Keith, because I think that saying Tank versus Thurman is like, my brother, you just, out of all the names, Crawford, I'm talking about Crawford sending him a contract. I'm talking about, Earl Spence. Tank is the new guy you're going to attach my name with? Wow. I think maybe that's it. Maybe, matter of fact, Ness, maybe I'm glad you said that. And anybody else that said that, you know why? Because now maybe Keith will look at his career and be like, he go back home after that interview and in the gym and say, yo, I've gone so, the people that felt I was great feels like I'm in Tank's level. I'm on Tank's level. 135 pounder. I'm on Tank's level. Damn. One loss did that to me. It's kind of, but this is the boxing fans, man. Boxing fans, we feel like certain things, it is. Pacquiao similar size to Tank, and they southpaw. So they're the similar size. So Manny Pacquiao. So let's say Manny Pacquiao versus Tank, right? A Manny Pacquiao versus Tank is a good fight too. Manny Pacquiao versus Tank. How about that? If we could say Thurman versus Tank, and Thurman is in the same level as Sean Porter, in the same level as Danny Silva Garcia, in the same level of Earl Spence, the same level as Bud. How about Earl Spence and Bud versus Tank? Wow, man. I think Thurman. It's either that, or people out there do feel like Thurman is done. To bring Tank into his doorstep, that means you think that Thurman is done, 100% done. No mental fortitude, no testicular fortitude. He is done, purely done. I disagree with Mr. Moonshine. What do you disagree on? Michael John Ramos. Dímelo, Michael. What you disagree on? Bud Tank, a 3-division world champion, more accomplished than Thurman, right? Tank versus Pacquiao. Thurman is. I disagree. Thurman is. Ponytail beat Tank easy. Yo, LV, I don't even want to even imagine that matchup. Like, yo, I'm talking about, I want to see Thurman versus Spence. I want to see Thurman versus Bud. And maybe if he's not going to do anything in the welterweight division, he's not going to get this fight, move up. And maybe the likes of Jamel Charles. We're talking about Tank versus Thurman now. What? Thurman, you've been classified from others that you are done. You're done. You're done for others. Mr. Moonshine, I have a co-worker named Bob. He's from Oklahoma and he drinks moonshine. Woo! Moonshine, baby! Damn, what's good? The amount of disrespect one time gets is unbelievable. Oh my God, I gotta put that. I gotta put that, brother. Yo, 6. The amount of disrespect one time. I think that was. In my opinion, I think that was like on some. I ain't gonna say, man. Ness is my guy, though, man. Ness is my guy. The boxing voice. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Ese es mi dominicano, mi hermano. Pero, I didn't understand where he's really coming from. I don't know if he asked the question because he's trying to motivate Keith. Because I know he's a Keith guy. I'm a Keith guy. I know he's a Keith guy. Is he saying that to him because he's trying to motivate Thurman? Because, of course, if you're a Keith Thurman fan, you know that you missed that fire. You missed the don't duck me, son. So if you talk about like, yo, Thurman, you know what they talking about? They talking about you and Tech. And he probably wanted a reaction like me and Tech. And he didn't get that reaction. He got a corporate reaction from Keith Thurman. And maybe Tech, maybe Ness in the camera like, damn, yo, we lost him. We lost that guy, Keith. Because Keith would have took that camera and be like, what? Really? You remember when they asked him about Earl Spence? Keith looked at the dude like, what? He said, and remember when he was like, and remember what he said? What he said in that interview? He said, I'ma keep it real and I'ma keep it honest. Remember that time when he was going after when they was asking questions about Earl Spence? Don't ask me no question because you're really ticking me off with these type of questions. I'm thinking that he would have said that double of what happened that time. Of all boxers, Ness. Nah, Ness. I gotta invite Ness over here, man. Let me see if Ness. I think Ness is probably doing this thing in his channel. Shout out everybody, subscribe to the Boxing Voice. Everybody subscribe to the Boxing Voice. Let me see if let me see if my boy Ness is doing his thing in his channel. I think it's Monday. I think he's doing this thing in his channel. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. They live right now. They live. They said, yeah, they live right now. Let me see. The videos unavailable on this channel. Members on the level. Join this channel to get access. Oh yeah, he's doing a live, but on his member stuff. So he's doing a live on his member. So he's busy right now. But I probably would have asked him if he wanted to show up so we could talk about this. He said, "Nah, man. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with even the question. I don't even agree with the thought of it. I'm not even. It's not even about even going through the fight. I don't even agree with the thought of Keith Thurman and Gervonta St. Davis. I don't even agree with the thought of it. Yeah. I think that's what it is. To be fair, I think that's what it is. Is doing that on purpose. He knows how to stir up people like to disagree more than to agree. Yeah. I think, when you're doing this for a long time, and then sometimes you probably get a lot of people that do agree with you, and the shit gets boring. You do want to debate. You do want to see. You want to test the mindset of another boxer. It's almost like challenging yourself. It's almost like chess. So, and this is what I said about debate, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I always said about debate. For those that have ever heard me, I'm like, I'm not into debating. I'm into having a dialogue, right? I could debate my ass off because debate. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this: a debate doesn't mean that what you're saying is truth. Debate doesn't mean it's truth. Of debate it's almost like it's just like being an attorney, and you get hired to defend this guy. I'm hired to defend this guy. I may know that this guy is a killer. I may know that this guy is whatever, as a robber, a thief, and he got caught, and I'm here to defend him. I'm here to prove to you that he didn't do that. Even though in my mindset, I know he's a dirtbag and I know it, but it's my job to prove to everybody that he's not. And that's almost like debating. So you could debate about anything. You could pick anything. You could, but I gotta make it that I beat you in this debate. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel. People just debate doesn't mean it's truth. A debate or who you debating for doesn't mean that you're speaking truth. Is that I'm gonna beat you on what you think you know, you don't know. We're gonna beat each. That's how it is. I'm gonna beat you in a debate. When we're having a dialogue, see, I think that when in dialogues, we're trying to find a solution and we're trying to evolve, we're trying to uplift, we're trying to preserve, we're trying to find for answers for the greater good. That's why I like having dialogues. I like having dialogues about a fight, the business of boxing, what fighters' next move could be. I like having dialogues. Debate. I could debate about anything. I could tell you right now. I could say, yo, Boots Ennis right now will be Demetrius Andre. And you'd be like, what? He hasn't done that yet. I come with a debate, and I come with skills and talent. He does this, and that's a debate. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that Ness is Ness. Shout out to Ness again, the boxing voice, my brother. I think what you're trying to do, I understand. You a Keith guy. I'm a Keith guy too. I think that you're trying to motivate Keith because how dare you talk about Tank and Thurman at this stage of my career? I'm in my prime of my career right now. I'm still in my prime, really? You trying to motivate me because you don't see that fight no more. I cut my hair. I'm a corporate dude now. I'm answering everything right, everything polite, you know? You know the game. Thurman can't intimidate Tank. And you think Tank could intimidate Keith? Come on, man. Once you see the high rep, you see when they look at the face off. Come on, man. This what y'all disrespecting Keith, bro. Why y'all disrespecting Keith like that? Thurman versus Mikey makes sense. Did Mikey versus Earl Spence make sense? No, it did not. People do not. I'm telling you, it's true. Yo, it's true. 6. People are just disrespecting. People don't feel nothing for Keith like that. One loss and that's it, and the time's off. That's it. Tank too small for Thurman. Even if they was the same height. Thurman is regarded by his past opponents what he brings to the table. Tell Freddie Roach what you think about Keith Thurman. Tell Bomac what he think about Keith Thurman. To say that, to even have a thought of it, I know what he trying to do, man. I know my boy trying to stir some shit up. He's trying to have y'all talking. He's trying to have y'all debating. But I do think that Keith is corporate, though. Now, I think Keith is corporate now. You know, because the old Keith, man. The old Keith. And you could tell because even on the PBC podcast after the Manny Pacquiao fight, what Keith Thurman said, he said, I didn't have the killer instinct. If you don't have the killer instinct for Manny Pacquiao, your pay-per-view debut, big fight, probably the biggest fight of your career internationally, if you ain't have the killer instinct for Manny Pacquiao, I don't think you're never going to catch the killer instinct. Or maybe something in your life need to happen, or maybe a new motivation, and maybe his daughter is that new motivation. You can't see daddy lose. My daughter ain't gonna see me lose. Maybe he found some new motivation, and maybe that's good for Keith. Thurman and Mikey haven't fought in a while. Both analysis, both boxers champ. They think Keith is done. Why everyone is ducking him? I think that's the thing. The train chat. I think Keith is done. Not me. I think people think that Keith is done. That's what it is, man. Hey, yo, let me put. Hey, yo, damn! I gotta get that video of Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, I see. You see how I got Manny Pacquiao yesterday? You see how I got Manny Pacquiao singing? You know why Manny Pacquiao was singing yesterday? Because he saw the other karaoke singers. I'm telling you, bro. Manny Pacquiao hopefully going to show it to Punch Drunk Boxing. And he going to battle it out with Bancho and the Cambodian Cantifla. He is, I'm telling you, the Cambodian Cantifla and Bancho. They want Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, he did his karaoke yesterday. Now, let's give it to the Cambodian Cantifla.
Should never be alone. I'll be with you from door to door. I'll be with you from door to door. Baby, I'm right here. I'll be with you from door to door. Baby, I'm right here. But you'll never be away. Dennis, Dennis, told me. Dennis, let us know. Said it never needs me. Had a matter wrong. Wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean? Spin me right out low. Dennis, Dennis, show man. 2090 feet.
The Cambodian Cantifla and Pancho is ready for Manny Pacquiao. Damn, I forgot to download Manny Pacquiao singing yesterday. But I'm going to download it because in Happy Hour Thursday, we're going to do a poll of who is the best karaoke singer of them all. On Thursday, Happy Hour Thursday, karaoke night, we going to see who's the man. Manny Pacquiao, Pancho, or the Cambodian Cantifla. We going to see who's the champion. Versus, oh man, nah, really? I'm not gonna say that. You know why? You know why, babe? Not the Pacquiao and Oscar. You know why? You could resemble it a little bit, but let's not forget. I think. See, Manny Pacquiao been fighting for Manny Pacquiao been fighting for too long that people don't even understand. For me, it's not the Manny Pacquiao and Oscar talk. Let's just go a little bit back, y'all. Before the Oscar de la Hoya. There you go. He beat Barrea. He beat Morales. He beat Marquez. He beat legendary fighters in the Hall of Fame, y'all. He beat legendary fighters. Tank has still yet beat a legendary fighter. Then he beat Oscar de la Hoya. Then follow up with Ricky Hatton. Then follow up with Miguel Cotto. Then follow up with Joshua Clottey. Then Margarito. Then Shane Mosley. Then Marquez again. Then Rob Bradley. Get knocked out by that Marquez. Comes back and beat Rios. Beats Bradley. Chris Algieri. Floyd Mayweather, one of the boringest fights ever. Beats Bradley again. Jesse Vargas the Young. He's trying to pass the torch. Jeff Horn. A lot of people say he got robbed. Beat Lucas Matisse. Retired Lucas Matisse. Adrian Broner. Really partially retired Adrian Broner. Keith Thurman. I haven't seen Keith Thurman in the ring. Partially retired. This man is retiring everybody. What's good, Ron? What's good? Punch. This reminds me of Pacquiao versus Oscar talk. Oh. Man. But yo, I'm gonna cut this one short. Good looking out for Angel Maloney again. Everybody stay tuned. August 14th is gonna be a great boxing talk. Night. Angel Maloney, and I should have never said that. I should have never asked him the question because it landed on the same day. But Angel Maloney versus Joshua Franco. We got Rigondeaux versus Giorgio Casimero. And what else? August 14th. What else? August 14th. Come on, we got another big fight. Come on, it's 3 events. Help me out here. August 14th, we got 3 events. Let me see before I leave. Hold on. Here you go. August 14th. Joshua Franco. Yeah. Give me August 14th. Yeah. Ooh, Jason Maloney gonna be fighting Joshua Greer that too. The Joshua Greer and that's gonna be a good fight though. Joshua Greer and Jason Maloney is gonna be a good fight. What's the other fight? Virgil Ortiz, man, versus the Mean Machine. That's what it was. Virgil Ortiz versus the Mean Machine, August 14th. It's gonna be a hard one, man. We're gonna be like this. I'm gonna do all the live commentary. We're gonna be like, which fight? Virgil Ortiz versus the Mean Machine. We got Jung Rio Casimiro versus Rigondeaux, and we got Andrew Moloney versus Joshua Franco, the trilogy. It is gonna be a good night of boxing. Of course, it's gonna compromise the fans, and the undercards are gonna see Antonio Russell versus Emmanuel Rodriguez. That's gonna be a good fight as well. And also, yeah, like I said, Joshua Greer. Remember the dude that came with the pillow, but you know what I'm saying, that pillow ain't working. Versus Jason Maloney, the brother that got beaten by Uwe, trying to get back on track. But it's gonna be a good night of boxing, y'all. Good night of boxing. Tomorrow is gonna be the debut of Tina Christina Cruz making her professional debut tomorrow. Triller MSG. We got the battle of Dipset and the Locks. Michael Hunter also going to be fighting as well as his main event. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in tomorrow. MSG Triller. Everybody, God bless you. Have a good day. Have a good night wherever you at. Peace out.